Stop losing money in your yield farms and learn when to get in and get out of positions quickly. So what we're going to do here is quickly go over pretty much something that I should have listened to myself and actually took on board and ended up making a massive mistake. First things first, we're going to show you the position. So I got into a non here, and again, we'll jump over here to SwapX. SwapX official sponsors the entire series. And you can see here I got into the non-USDC pair. I think it was around $150 worth of tokens value I was in this position at. And I got into this when it was roughly up here around $11, $12, give or take. So my big problem here that I got into, and most people do the same thing, is they get into it when we're on a downward slope. So you can see here that the entire project was obviously pushing down. And that is not the time to be getting in unless your dollar cost and average into positions. Again, different story for a different day even. And what you want to be doing is focus on positions like this when the markets are a bit more flat and boring. I think yield farming and LP in positions in this area are absolutely brilliant because they have the great opportunity to earn higher yields. So case in point, mistake one I made was getting in up here. Downward slope, obviously wrecked my entire position, down something like 60% overall. So next you're probably thinking, all right, how can this help me? What can I do? Well, before we get into that, make sure you check out my website. Put a lot of work into this. Appreciate all the support. Go to the become a member, join the free Discord link, go through the process, get into the group here, and hopefully we start building out a strong community of people here to help. No costs involved. You know, as I said, I have this here. Hopefully that people will rush to get into it, but it's not working so far. So with that in mind, what we're going to do is show you pretty much the approach I would take now getting into this position, and obviously how I will exit this position. So in here we have an LP that I'm looking to get into. So let's say we're getting in concentrate liquidity position. I want to set my range as first thing. And again, as I mentioned, you need to have a strategy in place. So we can set our range here up at this high if we want it as range 1. Remember, we're looking at this on a daily, so hopefully things don't move as quick. That are low range, and we can obviously go for the lows, which we're literally at this moment in time. So you can see there our range in total is 50% to the upside. We have obviously 15% to the downside. So there's much more potential for the upside. If we want, I'm a bit tighter, we can go to here. However, upside potential, I'd rather have it, and I'd rather cut my losses here quicker without potentially going further down, in turn impact me like I did over here. So with that in mind is my entry strategy here. As I get in around now to 364, I make sure if I'm not happy to hold a token and I'm only yield farming to generate cash, I'm probably looking to maybe get out of this position completely here and get back into it further down the line, even if I'm an avid supporter of a non. Now there is some tokens you will have wider ranges because you're happy to just farm away on it, and you're not impacted by the actual token, and APRs are decent. However, the problem we have here at the moment is APRs are low. So what happened here to me is I wasn't earning much fees of late. Earlier on I was earning the fees, but if I had got out early on in the position, I would have locked in decent fees. Small bit of a loss here in permanent loss, but overall strategy would have been up for me and I would have been in profit. So again, key thing here, enter at the right time and know when to exit out. So if we happen to stay in this position now for a couple of weeks and we just keep doing something like this, or that last line, what you can look at start doing is having a strategy in place here where you decide, right, I'm wanting to take a bit of profit out of it, or if you're still in range and you're still farming away, you can stay in it, but always look to take a little bit of profit. So case in point here, you get into it at $100, it goes up 10%, 20%. Look to bring your capital down to $100 again, to shave a little bit off the top. Because the thing here is you're going to constantly be taking profit. And I think if you're taking profit like this, your overall value, your bag holdings will go up. Your returns are still going to stay up because obviously when prices are pumping, APRs are doing fairly well as well, which is obviously the key thing here. So again, hopefully helps you understand the importance of yield farming and definitely the importance of how to get the hell out of the market when things are not going well. And a lot of cases you can see the potential scenarios here of when things are not going well, and maybe being ahead. A small loss now is much better than a bigger loss down the road. And a prime example here is when I got into it roughly there, up here, you can see the potential opportunity. If I got into it down here now, I would have been farming, would have much better bag, and would have been earning much higher returns overall. So look, we're going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.